I'm going to go over a trade that I took today, but before I do, I want to break down Idxx. It's a company many people have not heard about. This company engages in the development, manufacture, and distribution of products and services for the animal, veterinary, livestock, and poultry, dairy, and water testing markets. That is a mouthful. Now, we ended the day at $722.94, up a whopping 14.84%. This is where we ended. To the north side takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area at roughly 750, 759-ish. Above that, at another potential take profit area and resistance, 781.27, 806.52 down the road. The middle of the trend and the median takes us to roughly 707.86. If we hit this line, I will anticipate a bounce off of one level of support, or we could grind sideways. But right now we are in an upward channel on the 5. Now, to the south side of that begins a gap to the downside, unfortunately, at 691.63. But of course, if you'd like to go short, here you go. This is your opportunity gap. And below that is 659.86. This is one level of support as well, and a potential buy-in area, as well as a potential stop loss area, as well as 633.83. That's stop loss area, potential buy-in area, and down the road 611.14. And take a look at this. Look at this basing that we've been doing here. Look at that on the 5. Basically, oh, I don't know. Where are some big movements? Let's just hypothetically take it from here. That's August of 2025. All that sideways, consolidating, basing. I was having a conversation with a friend who I am teaching how to trade. She's never done it. And I have noticed, and many people have as well, that when a ticker barcodes, consolidates, goes sideways for a very long time, there's a big movement it's going to happen, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, that we don't know. But that's what I anticipate, a big movement. And in this case, we ripped to the upside. Let me show you this on the daily. And looking at this on the daily, I see that there's another pullback area. Let me put my magnet on so I can get there a little faster and more precisely. All right, so we gapped up, so that will eventually fill to the downside. Right now we're in an upward channel. Obviously we could wick to that level and then go back up. Oops. And what is this? Why do I have that marked? I don't know, different time levels. Here we've got a gap, many opportunities to go short. And this gap that I marked out, touched, and look at this gap. That's done too. And that touched right there. So that opened on Monday. Wait, is that right? Let me make this bigger. Oh, sorry, Friday the 1st. I'd say that does not make sense. And closed out right to there actually on December 9th of 2024. Yeah, let me make sure I say that. And then this gap closed on the 1st of November of 2024. And this line I marked out on Tuesday, November 28th of 2023, And the price target, according to the analyst, was $478.67. And again, we're at 722.94. For the week, we are up 12%. For the month, 13.5%. And for the year, 76.94%. So do we have more upside potential? They say 765.58. Yeah, you're going to have to work for it, though. There's going to be a lot of bleeding out to get to that level. And then after that, $830 to the south side for a retracement, $670 based off of 17 analysts. But let's take a look at 765 and 830. 765, 765. Let me mark this out. And I like to do that in white. All right. So it says 765.58. There. So that's the next leg up and very doable. And then 830 was the next target. Well, that's, oh, there you go. 4 standard deviations. I don't need to be an analyst, but I can figure it out myself. I don't need anybody to give me price predictions. If you're not moving up, then the company is going to go belly up, bankrupt, or get bought up by somebody else. It's going to get beaten up by somebody else. So let's take a look at that gap I just noticed. And that will take us here and here. The RSI on the daily, oh, overextended. Your spidey senses should be going off. Oops. And this is a critical area where you think, should I be selling? Should I consider selling? On the daily, it looks like the high. For the RSI, I just use this as support and resistance. 87. We're not there. We could go past it and then roll over, but you can count on rolling over. Okay, on the weekly, let's take a look at that. So here's your barcoding basing and then your rip. All right, that's overextended as well. On the weekly, we're just down here, but look at this. You're going to get different signals. And I just use this as support and resistance. Don't complicate things. And then we're basically right at overbought territory. And what is happening here? So I tracked this at 417 on the 26th of 2024. Oh, $378 on April 7th, 2025. This is why it's good to focus sometimes on a few tickers versus a gazillion, but I do a gazillion just because I enjoy it. All right, that's Idxx, and I just did Pltr, so check out that video. I did say one of the price targets for Monday, November 3rd. Now this looks like a hot mess, so let's just take this over to the 5. Take a look at this. And I was drawing this out for my friend, again, that I'm teaching how to trade. I had things written out and I deleted it. But we're not overextended here, but we could hit this area, roll over, and then get the next leg up. But in my video on, I think I did it on Sunday, or was it Friday for Monday? But whatever. I predicted for today, one of the price targets to be 207.15. We ended the day at 207.18, so that's pretty darn close. But we got as high as 207.52. But while I'm here, I'm only going to do one thing. I'm going to give you price targets now for Tuesday. Let's mark that, 207.18. Okay, and one target to the north side, 208.55, roughly 210.19, and down the road, 211.77. And this is now your middle of the road. Okay, I marked it out here on Sunday night for Monday at 202.63, and now we're at 205.37. So if we hit this line, I will anticipate bounce off of that, or we could just consolidate sideways or kind of go wherever this line takes us, because the calculations constantly change. I'm on the 5, so it's going to change. And then here are your pullback areas, but your one target is 204.61, which is support, and you know what happens at support. This line is also support. Here's support, 202.22. This closes out at roughly 260 cents, and then roughly 198.96, and then this will close out. Okay, that's it for Palantir. And what's at the bottom of the leaderboard? Mrna. I do need to buy back in on this one because I've sold these hot pink lines. I've already sold out at 25.46, 26.43, 27.49, and 28.95. Okay, so what happened? Oh yeah, I sold out here because I saw that we were hitting resistance. And then there was some fake news about merging, possibly. They never told us who they're merging with. It was this random article that they always say, and they never tell us who. And I'm like, okay, that's just some fund wanting us to, them wanting to sell out. But anyway, so we bled out, and we're back here. So where are we at? 24.91. There. All right, so here is the middle of the trend line now. And it's so close to this line that I drew on Friday the 31st. I'm just going to delete it because I don't need it. I don't need any lines. I just leave it to show you. Okay, so that's going to be resistance, levels of resistance on the way up, many of them. Okay, but if we go sideways, that could look like that or gradually go up. And then the next target after that is 29.14. And then down the road also 30.48. Where's my red line? Did I? Oh, here it is, but red, white. Oh, here's the blue. This is why I color code, because that way I know what I'm looking for, and I was missing it. 31.81. Earnings is coming up, and the price target to the 1 year is 39 for a 59% return. You cannot keep these companies down. It's big pharma. They always win. This is a blip, a speed bump for them. Okay, I'm done talking about this. As you can see, I've traded this many times. Let's just move this gap. But we do have some things to look forward to the upside. And then we have that one right here. Hope I have to extend it because my magnet's on. And let's do that. And then, oh, did that one touch? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, it touched. So this was an expected move at 29.43, and I did not clean this up. So this, I need to go back to the 15 because it won't let me go and clean this up. So I marked this out on earnings day on August the 1st, and I have not cleaned up my chart. Congrats if you went long there, but look, we bled out, and then that's when I thought, okay, I'm getting the heck out. It was my second opportunity. I failed to get out on the first opportunity. Okay, and then we have other gaps that touched. Okay, here and here, I'll clean that up later. The one I want to go over right now, and the final one is, oh, let me first go to the 5. Yeah, I've traded this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in recent days. Well, not days, but recent trades, let's just say. Okay. We're at 24.91, getting to this level of support. I'll go over the trade in a second. So we are here. First, okay, let's go to the north side, like I like to keep it consistent. So this is the middle of the trend now, 26.48. That's resistance, and you know what could happen. And then there is a gap that will take us to 20. Oh, this is mRNA. I'm so sorry. I already did that. It's Tsly. I want to go over the income options strategy for Tsly. All right. I know this looks like a hot mess because I also talk about this on my gap and go trades. One thing at a time. All right. We're barcoding, as you can see, we're just going sideways. So we're at 867. 867, and I'll change that to purple. All right, so here are your price targets. 2 standard deviations takes us to 888, and then down the road 901 and roughly 916. I've traded this thing many times. I do own some shares at 883 and 892, and all the shares I also own in hot pink. So while I have shares that are higher, I am still up on this stock. Okay, so we are here, and I just gave you levels. Back to the baseline, I'm going to mark that. Actually, I really shouldn't mark it out because I use this for I track it for my Sunday gap and go video, but I'll delete this later. Let's take this to purple for now. Very close to that line, but that's okay. And then the next target